full swing.
Alright. So, how do you feel about redistribution of wealth?
I think redistribution of wealth is... we gotta start it over. I said redistribution of wealth.
We're recording right now.
No, you can't you gotta redo it.
Alright.
You can't, it's unprofessional.
Alright.
You ready to redo whatever you do, go.
Go. Alright. You gotta go, bro.
You gotta say we're supposed to redistribution of wealth. You gotta start off with the question.
Alright. Well, how do you feel about redistribution
Redo it! What the fuck? God damn! I'm just gonna be pissed as fuck, dog. Serious, alright? We gotta get through this. I want this to be like a 2-hour thing. I get this in a manly time, alright? Alright. Alright.
You ready? Alright. Yeah. So how do you feel about redistribution of wealth?
I feel the redistribution of wealth would be a really bad move for the global community and here in America, because trying to have the argument that you're going to even the playing fields with the economies, with the competing economies in the world and developing countries, like, that's impossible. We can't just shovel the money, to be like here. And basically that's what people are deciding right now in Copenhagen. Can't do that. And Obama's trying to do it here with the crazy senators who are going for this health care. I have health care through my company right now. I'm paying about $80, $90 every 2 weeks when I get paid. It's not the greatest in the world, but it covers me and one other person. And I'm getting by with that. And now I'm gonna have to start paying for people who don't pay at all. It doesn't add up to me. So I don't agree with redistribution of wealth and how they're trying to get it across the American
I
people.
think maybe they're mostly talking about single-payer systems and what employers pay for employees' health care.
But it's
not much more like the individual plan.
You don't think they're gonna pass that down onto the consumer and then what I mean? Come on now, they're gonna pass it on down to us.
Things can happen. You never know.
They're going to pass everything down to us, and I don't even think it'll get down to the single-payer system. I think it's going to be, where it's just a government-run thing like Britain. That's what I think Obama really wants. It's not something even crazier than that. It's shit. It just doesn't seem like, what incentive is there if I'm working as hard as I can and I'm getting a check that's already not too good, maybe $310 after I get everything taken out of it, And that's every week. And what incentive is it if I can just sit at the house and if I get sick, go to the hospital and know I'm covered because this guy who's working his ass off is basically paying for it, and I'm not even working or doing anything. And I can go, pick the fruits of the land. That's not cool. And so what incentive is there? I wouldn't even work. I would just sit there and collect a check and do the same thing every other schmuck's doing. You know what I mean? And I think that's what Obama wants, and hopefully he can get to where he can tell us, what car to drive, which is funny because he went and bought the auto industry. He didn't want to do that, and he went and bought all the banks, but really didn't want to do all that. And calling them all these fat cats. They're not fat cats, bro. You're just as fat as them. You got so many tax cheats up in Washington.
Some saying the bank bailouts boosted the economy, got us out of the recession.
Really? We're out of the recession.
The numbers.
It went up, bro. Didn't unemployment just go up?
Unemployment's different factor, bro.
Really, unemployment. So you're like, it's getting better, but unemployment's going up. But really good right now. I'm glad Obama
people are starting to invest.
Obama gets through you like
people
that.
are starting to invest.
In gold. Yeah, gold. Hey. Gonna stop saying shit in the American dollar down the drain. You know what I mean? Everyone I'm sure the America is going to come up pretty soon, and we're going to have a Northern Atlantic currency, and that's going to be the new thing.
The Amera?
I'm sure that's coming. Yeah, that's coming soon. July of 2012 or some shit. Who knows? It's nonsense. You know what I mean? What built this nation? Capitalism and being able to, let the person go for the American dream and get their own, and this is mine. If you don't do that, you just distribute the wealth and you can work as hard as you can and you don't get anything.
I don't think anybody has a problem with having an American dream. It's more of when people, the wealthier class, the business people who will take advantage of their workers to save an extra buck, you know what I mean? That's what government's for, is to come down there and say, hey, these are the guidelines.
Really?
Yes.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but what was it, like the top 1% flip 40% of the bill in this country? Look it up. I know that one, and I think the top 10% pay 70. Top 10 pay 70. Okay, you piss off those top 10 enough, they're going to keep jumping ship and going overseas like everyone else, and we're going to have no industry, and we're just going to be a consumer country. We can't just be a consumer. We have to be industrial.
At the expense of an American citizen, an American employee.
How?
At his... What do you mean?
How is it an expense? How is that an expense? He's not making an expense. If anything, cut taxes. You know what I mean? So
you're telling me there's
cut taxes so that fat cat will make up another business. So when more people can go to another factory, and guess what? He might open up another factory or another industry.
But it's all ran by that one asshole that took advantage of that one poor guy.
People who are now unemployed.
His pregnant wife, his 2 kids, like, you know what I mean, with
no
health insurance.
Now that he made those factories, people who are no longer employed are now employed and now can provide for their family when they never had a chance to before. But you know what? Those damn fat cats. And you know what? It's not even the top 1% really that create a lot of the economy growth. It's really the small businesses where a lot of the growth is made, because those are the guys who fill in all the cracks and seams. You know what I mean? Like my dad. And those people are going to be hit too by this health care. It's going to be a real bad thing, you know. It's going to be, I think we're going to have worse job losses because there's going to be no incentive to work. People are going to just collect it, and, you know what I mean, the economy's going to get worse. And now in Copenhagen, I think, you know what, they're like, oh, our debt, because we're such polluters, so we got to give, you know, I don't know, South Africa and, you know, India and, I don't know, fucking Venezuela, you know, because those are our friends. Give them all money. Just give them billions or trillions of dollars, whatever the fuck these crazy liberals want. It makes no sense. You know what I mean? Why don't we get those hundreds of billions of dollars, and instead of building roads to nowhere, which creates jobs for a second, let's build some factories or some of those wind fields that we're going to build soon. Or let's build, I don't know, a factory, you know? That'd be great. That's something crazy. That's a nuts thought, dude. Let's do something to spur the economy, not just like, hey, this feels good for a minute and it's like a shot of adrenaline. That's not nice.
You can't just start building factories and you'll have so much supply and not enough demand. You can't just start making factories, right?
Can't just make a factory. All right.
What are you going to be making?
If you make that factory, you can make it easier, and if you don't have to maybe like ship as much. Because I know here in Stockton, I work for a place called Danacorp. They're shutting down now because, you know, and they used to make the Toyota truck frames. I used to, you know, do the whole nine. And basically, they're shutting down and they're moving the factory to Mexico, because the Mexico one is easier to ship to their main facility in Japan. I don't know where they're going to get there, which I think is bullshit. So, you know, that's probably them pissing off a fat cat. You know what I mean? And now all those people who had a job in Stockton don't have a job anymore. You know what I mean? Or soon not to have a job. It's not cool. You need to keep that factory open. You know, so those people do have a job. At least don't let the factories close. Don't let our infrastructure close. So you know, drill the oil, but how about this? Drill. Instead of giving the Saudis 11 of the, how many of the fucking terrorists went out to the World Trade Center were Saudis? You know what I mean? Why are we giving all these people money and investing in money? Why are we giving Venezuela money to go drill off their land? No. Why don't we drill here in America, up in there in Alaska, like Sarah Palin and all those crazy assholes think? I don't know what they're thinking. You know? Let's do that so we can have American oil with American workers going to work. Whoa. Let's put people to work. And guess what? We don't have to fucking give all those hundreds of trillions of dollars for those barrels of oil to have those fucking Saudis have us by the balls. We don't need them anymore. Let's cut that shit in half. You know what I mean? At least. So they know that what we're doing isn't for their investment. We're trying to keep ourselves safe. I don't even know why we mess with them. You know what I'm saying? We should just level them.
I think it's mostly because we don't want oil being drilled and dug up on our soil, because that contaminates the land and contaminates the environment surrounding it.
You know what? I'd have to.
I mean, it's good for a while. You make money for a while, but I mean, as soon as you start seeing your water turn to brown, like, you know what I mean, that might be a sign that
I would
you
have
should
to
stop
disagree.
drilling.
I'd have to disagree with you.